Hello and welcome to day 4 of this 7-day detox. Today I'm going to be taking you through a beginner's Vinyasa flow, now starting to pick up the pace and build a little bit of heat within our practice after the past few days of easing you into this series. And we're going to start today's practice in a comfortable seat, so with your legs crossed if you can. If this isn't comfortable, then you can come into a different variation of the seat with either the legs out long or the heels tucked underneath you, seated on heels. I have a block with me today. You can grab some props, a block, a blanket, whatever you feel as though you need for practice. And you can take that block or blanket underneath the sit bones if you would like to create some elevation within the hips. This just allows the breath to flow freely in and out of the body, and I can't speak today, and allows you to lengthen through the spine. So we're not slouching into our seat. We're allowing ourselves to feel lengthened, tall and long. So when you are ready, we'll take the palms facing down on the thighs for a grounding energy, or the palms flipped for your receiving energy. Whatever you feel as though you would like to take today, allow that to come in. We'll soften the shoulders away from the ears and lengthen up through the crown of the head. You can take the gaze just out in front of you to a marking on the floor or out on the floor. Or you can close the eyes down if you feel comfortable here. We start the practice with a sweet breath in through the nose and an exhale out of the mouth. Allowing the breath to pour down into the pit of the stomach and releasing out of the mouth. Using the exhale to land you within this present moment. Arriving on your mat today, settling into practice. As we settle into the practice and we slow the breath down, we can start to use this opportunity to set an intention for today's practice. And this may be a certain goal, a phrase or affirmation you would like to connect with. Something that's going to add a little bit more purpose into your practice. And maybe allow you to add some mindfulness into your day-to-day life. Carrying this intention with you off of your mat, into the rest of your day and into the rest of your week. We allow that intention to be breathed into the mind, into the body, set it into place. And exhale to sigh out, release. Breathing in fully. Sighing out completely. Taking 2 more cycles just like this. Letting go of anything that doesn't serve you, any limiting beliefs, negativity, anything that holds you back or depletes your energy. And breathe in freshness, purity, cleansing. And with your next inhalation, either keeping the eyes closed down or softly fluttering them open, we take the arms up and overhead, lengthening through the sides of the body, rising all the way up. As we exhale, the hands drop in front of the heart in a prayer position. Inhale, the arms rise all the way up. Exhale, hands drop down to the heart. One more inhale, the arms rise, the chin lifts with the fingertips. As we exhale, the left hand drops down to the mat. Find a side stretch in the right side of the body. Inflating through that right lung as we breathe in. Breathe out, can you travel a little further? Maybe tilting the chin towards the ceiling if you feel okay in the neck here. We take one more breath in. Then as you breathe out, drop the gaze and drop that top hand down to the left knee. We then take the left hand round just behind the body onto the fingertips, then lengthen through the spine with a breath in, and you're in your first twist. Taking the gaze over that left shoulder, if it feels okay to you, or just keeping the chin in line with the sternum if you want a soft and gentle twist. Take an inhale to lengthen a little further. Exhale, maybe you can twist a little further, using that right hand as an anchor point on that left knee. We take one more inhale, expand through the heart, and one more exhale. Then with an inhale, release the left hand up and overhead. Again, gaze follows the fingertips as we start to cross the left arm over the right one, reaching for the right knee. Bowing the head down and floating through the back of the heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Wrapping the arms around the body, giving yourself a nice big squeeze, a nice big hug. Then with an inhalation, we unravel the arms almost as if you're taking off a big jumper. Taking the arms up and overhead, open them down to the sides of the body as you exhale. Then your next inhale reaches the fingertips up and overhead, lengthen through. Exhale, hands drop in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, right hand now drops to the side of your mat, side of the body. Left arm reaches up and overhead, and take that whole series over to the other side. Feeling that tug from the left waist, left hip, all the way up into the armpits. Can you tilt the chin to the ceiling? Bicep wraps around the ear. One more inhalation. As you exhale, start to tilt the torso down towards your mat. We take left hand down to the right knee. Right hand reaches round to the back of your mat, tense onto the fingertips. Create an inhalation to lengthen through the spine. Maybe the gaze comes over that right shoulder, or you bring the chin in line with the sternum. Take a breath in, puff up the heart. Breathe out, can you twist a little further? One more full cycle of breath here. Then inhale to unravel. We take that back arm up and overhead, crossing it over that lowered one, reaching the right fingertips to the left knee, crossing the arms over as we bow the head down and inflate through the back of the heart. We now wrap the arms around the body. Give yourself a nice big squeeze, then inhale to unravel. Take the arms up and overhead, pulling off that jumper and dropping the fingertips down to your mat. We now take the hands to come out in front of you, shift forwards onto the knees and uncross the ankles. Make your way to the back of the mat into a child's pose. Sink the hips down to the heels. Extending the arms forwards. If you want to draw some energy into the body, then plug into the fingertips, lifting the palms away from the mat. Working into the armpits, or if you want, just plugging into the hands, pressing the palms and the forearms down for something a little bit more relaxing. We breathe in. Breathe out to release. And know that at any point during today's practice, I really can't speak today, at any point during today's practice, you can return to this position. Return to this center of grounding, this sense of security of returning home. As we come inwards, we allow ourselves to soothe the mind, to soothe the body. So if you ever need that during today's practice, then know that you can always return to this pose, to this position. With your next inhalation, start to make your way up onto the hands and the knees, coming into tabletop. As we exhale, tuck the toes under, pick the knees up off of the mat, and glide the hips up and back, making your way to downward facing dog. Here we press evenly into the palms, and with an inhalation, the right leg rises for three-legged down dog. Drawing the heel up, either the toes point up or the toes point down, depending on how you're feeling today, what feels natural in the feet. Spreading the fingertips nice and wide, the chest still goes back towards that left thigh. Breathe in, can you lift a little higher? As you breathe out, draw the right knee to nose, curl it inwards and float through the back of the heart so you can step the foot to the top of the mat. Use the assistance of that right hand if you need it. The left knee drops down, option to untuck the toes. The arms then sweep up and overhead as you breathe in, coming into your low lunge. Sinking that a little bit further as we've been here before, lengthening through the whole of the spine, soften the gaze, take it out in front of you. We breathe in here. As you breathe out, the hands drop in front of the heart, come to prayer position. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, start to twist over to the right, keeping the hands at heart center. Breathe in, can you grow a little taller? Exhale, twist a little further. Lovely. Now we'll see if we can hook the left elbow over that right knee, and the hands will move from heart center, that's okay. We can slowly start to spiral ourselves around that way as we get that little bit deeper into the twist, and as we practice this pose more and more. So we're hooking the elbow over, finding that nice deep twist, and this will turn up the sensation in that top of the back thighs and the top of that left thigh. Starting to expand through the arms with your next inhalation, so the left hand drops down and the right fingertips reach up to the ceiling if you can. If it feels better to keep the hands at heart center, then keep them there. But with your next inhalation, we unhook the elbow and start to tilt yourself back into exalted low lunge. So the right hand drops to the back of the left thigh, left arm then reaches up and overhead. Opening out through the side of the body, finding that twist, inflate through the heart, breathe into the belly. Then as we exhale, the left hand drops to the inside of the right foot, right fingertips reach for the ceiling for an easy twist. And that's the name of the pose, it's not necessarily easy. Stacking the shoulders on top of one another, lifting the gaze towards that right palm. Keep the gaze there as you tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee. Now charging up through the legs, press the floor away with that right foot. We breathe in and we breathe out. Now lowering the gaze down to your mat. You might need to take a few little hops as we take ourselves to the next shape. You can keep the top hand raised, or you can bring that top hand to that right hip. Pressing into the left palm, we get light on the left toes as we bring the left knee and the side of the left thigh just behind that right foot. Taking a little seat on the left hip, then taking the right hand behind you, the left arm reaches up and overhead, breathe in. As we breathe out, the left elbow hooks over the right knee, we find a twist, expand through the chest, breathe in. Now if this twist feels too intense for you, with the legs wrapped around like a little pretzel, then you can extend that right leg to come out in front of you. That left leg, the underneath leg. And taking the gaze over the right shoulder if you feel comfortable here. We breathe in to expand through the chest. Then as we breathe out, slowly unravel. Now if that leg's lengthened, it might feel a little bit difficult to transition through this bit, but just meet us in the pose. So we'll walk the hands round to the side of the body, walking around to the left side of your mat. Press into the left foot as you lift the right leg, straightening through both legs. As we continue all the way round to the back of your mat, we now have the left leg in front and the right leg behind, both straight in a pyramid pose. If you've got muddled up, don't worry, it's a tricky transition. So make your way into pyramid pose, facing the back of your mat, left leg in front, right leg behind. And if you need your block just in front or behind that left leg, then please feel free to grab that. You can also take it on the inside of the foot. We're wrapping the left hip back, shoot the right hip forward, breathe in. As you breathe out, can you fold a little deeper? We take an inhale and an exhale. Soften into the left knee, start to get light on the right toes. We step the right foot to the top of the mat, come to forward fold. Rise all the way up with your next inhalation, take the arms up and overhead, breathe in. As you breathe out, hands drop in front of the heart, crab. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, hands to the shins or just out in front of you. Breathe out, find your fold. Soften through the knees, planting into the palms. We step both feet back. High or half plank position, moving through your vinyasa and taking your flow. We use the exhale to lower, driving the elbows back. Inhale into your back bend of choice. Exhale to downward facing dog. So if you're facing the back of the mat, that's fine. That's exactly where you're meant to be. Moving through a little mandala flow today, so all the way around your mat. With your next inhalation, we press evenly between the palms down, the left leg rises for three-legged down dog, driving the heel up. Engaging through the glutes to lift, 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 and slightly dropping that left hip down so the hip points are level. We're not stacking them on top of one another to lift higher. You might just have to shorten the height of the leg just to create the correct alignment. We breathe in. As you breathe out, bending into the knee, hug it into the chest, and step the foot between the palms. The right knee drops down, option to untuck the toes. We sweep the arms up and overhead as you breathe in. Breathing out, settling into the hips, into the thighs. Can you take this pose a little bit deeper? Now we've been here before. Softening the shoulders, softening the gaze. Breathe in. As you breathe out, hands drop in front of the heart, proud position. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, twisting over towards the left now. Breathe in, can you grow a little bit taller? Exhale, twist a little bit further. Now hooking that right elbow over that left knee if you can. And finding that twist from the belly, starting to move the hands towards the heart center, the thumbs towards the chest. Take an inhale. Exhale. Opening out the arms nice and wide. Feel good here. Dropping the bottom fingertips down, top fingertips all the way up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Unraveling the body with an inhalation, dropping that back hand down to the back of the thigh, and then taking that front arm up and overhead, exalted low lunge. Breathe in. As we breathe out, we now transition into the next twist. Right palm drops down to the mat, the left fingertips reach high for your easy twist. Well done, guys, doing so good. Twisting from the belly, expanding through the chest. Lifting the gaze towards the ceiling. Now starting to tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee. Charging up through the inner thighs, pressing the floor away from you. Still twisting from the belly and expanding through the chest. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, lower the gaze down to the mat. You can keep that top hand lifted or bring the left hand to the hip, to the left hip. And then getting light on the right toes, we shift the right foot just behind that left leg, landing in your seat and creating enough room for that with that right foot, so you can land the left sit bones down too. The left arm then drops behind you, right fingertips or front arm reaches up and overhead. Breathing in to expand, to lengthen, breathing out to bend into the elbow and hook over that left knee. Taking the gaze over the shoulder. Expanding through the chest, being light around the area, spreading through the collarbones. We breathe in to pause. As you breathe out, slowly unravel, unhook the arm, walking the hands all the way around to the long side of the mat over towards the right. So it will be the right side of the mat from here. Straightening through both legs. So now we have the right foot in front, left foot behind. We're facing the front of your mat now, the top of your mat. Back round to where we started with the right leg in front, left leg behind. Don't worry if you've got muddled up. As I said, it's a tricky transition. Working into the back of that right thigh now into your hamstring. We breathe in to lift and lengthen, just slightly wrap the right hip back, shoot the left hip forwards. Exhale, folding that a little bit deeper. Breathing in and breathing out. One more full cycle of breath. Softening into that right knee, walking the hands forwards, get light on the left toes as you step towards the top of the mat. Forward fold, left foot meets the right one. Rising all the way up as you inhale, take the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, hands drop in front of the heart breath. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, melting over the thighs, hinge from the hips, dive it down, forward fold. We take a halfway lift as you breathe in. As you breathe out, soften into the knees and plant the palms down, stepping both feet back, high plank position. Either lowering down knees, chest, chin, all the way down to the belly, pausing halfway for chaturanga, taking your flow. Exhale to lower you, inhaling to your back bend of choice. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, pull the heart space through, inhale, exhale, settling down into your child's pose. Softening the breath, softening the body, allow the shoulders to melt. If you want to take the arms to come alongside the body here, you can. Allowing everything to become heavy, return to the grounding points that you have with your mat, the points of connection. As we relax the tops of the feet, the ankles, the shins, the knees. Breathing deeply to allow yourself to soften. Thank you so much for joining me in day 4 of this 7-day detox. If you would like to view the full version of this flow, then click the link in the description box below to join my online yoga subscription. I offer yoga flows, meditations, moon ceremonies, manifestation workshops, and so much more. It would be so great to have you as part of our Izzy Yoga online membership. I hope to see you on the mat very soon. It would also mean the world to me if you could like and subscribe, as it really supports my channel. Also leave a comment below on how you found the flow, and if there's any other series that you would like me to take you through after this 7-day detox. Sending you so much love and so much light. Namaste.